welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are at my house because we are kickstarting the Christmas Decorate With Me videos for 2023. And this video is going to be part 1, where we'll be decorating my Christmas tree and I will be giving you all of my best tips as to how to decorate your Christmas tree as a professional, regardless of your design style and your budget. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and let's just jump right into it. And while I unpack my Christmas tree, I do have a couple of confessions to make before we head deeper into this video. Confession number 1 is that I am not a Christmas tree designer, but I love Christmas trees. I hopefully one day can be a Christmas tree designer, and I enjoy decorating them so much. Because of that, I have made so much research on designers' videos and websites as to, how to decorate like them, learning a lot of their tips and secrets. And I do have quite a nice compilation this year, which is why I expect to share with you on this video. And because I am not a designer, I'm just a regular person like you are, hopefully we can speak the same language. My second confession is that if you have seen my previous Christmas Decorate With Me videos, you'll know that I'm notorious for going red on my Christmas trees. This year, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to go a little bit more neutral, a little bit more glam, and that's exactly what I did in this video. And after I had the Christmas tree up and finished, even though I think it looked really good in my opinion, I was just not feeling it. It was just not my style of Christmas decor, and it was not gonna match with the rest of my house. So I undid this Christmas tree and redecorated it again. And that's something you're going to see on a future video. Don't you worry, you're not gonna miss on that. But these videos are a lot of work. Decorating a Christmas tree is a lot of work. So I figured, okay, let's just post this video. I still have a lot of things to say as to how to decorate a Christmas tree. And if you want to take your Christmas tree decor to the next level this year, I really hope you find this video useful and you can obtain new ideas. This tree that I am assembling right here is the 9-foot Members Mark Christmas tree. We got it from Sam's Club 2 years ago. I love it. The only complaint I have is that some of the stems are really complicated to fold or twist, especially those outer stems. So if you are in the market this year for a new Christmas tree, I will tell you, if you like ribbon and heavy ornaments like I do, then make sure you can twist and fold those stems before you buy the Christmas tree. If you are, on the other hand, one of those people who like the Christmas tree to be the star of the show, to see the stems, to see all of the lighting, then one of these Christmas trees can definitely be the right option for you. And then if you are one of those who prefers a Christmas tree that looks elaborated after being decorated, but you don't have a lot of time to decorate, or perhaps you don't have a lot of ornaments and you don't want to buy more, then I would recommend you to buy a flocked Christmas tree. They are so beautiful. And because they are flocked, they don't need a whole lot to look elaborated and magical. Now, if you still want to go with a full-on Christmas tree decor and you still want to try for a flocked Christmas tree, go ahead. It's going to be gorgeous. So once you have your Christmas tree and you have it up with all the stems properly fluffed like I'm doing right here, it is time to think about your color palette for the main elements that your Christmas tree is going to have. I'm sitting in my garage. Me and my husband went to Hobby Lobby earlier today, and it's currently Friday at 9 a.m. So we made it home, and what I'm doing is essentially presenting everything together for my Christmas tree this year. What got all this thing started of completely changing the style of my Christmas tree was this ribbon right here that came from Walmart. This ribbon I shared from my Texas home collection, or my Texas house collection, and I immediately fell in love with it, and I thought to pair it with a very beautiful kind of like almost burgundy color like this ribbon right here. So let me show you what I've got. I went to Hobby Lobby and picked up some flowers and some picks that will match these colors and some ornaments. I'm gonna show you what I have, and yeah. So what really got started, as I mentioned earlier, was this ribbon right here from the My Texas House collection at Walmart. These two ribbons are actually from that collection. And then I went to Hobby Lobby and found this gorgeous flower. This is not fully open, that's why it looks kind of odd, but I love the burgundy tone, and it turns out it goes pretty well with that color of the ribbon. Then I found this beauty right here, which, oh my god, I cannot believe how pretty that is. In fact, I actually was only able to find 3 or 4 of these, which I'm gonna use in like very stellar points of my tree. Then in here I have a variety of picks that I collected from Michael's and Hobby Lobby, and I do have about 9 per stem, and I'm gonna use them between the chopper and all around the tree. I have like a bigger stem right there. I actually already own those, but I figure I will get a couple more this year just so I can add to the collection. And then the ornaments, which I went with a champagne color, but in the store I wasn't quite sure if I also wanted gold, so I picked up those 2. I think this color is breaking too much with what I've got going on right here, so I think I'm going to stick to the champagne colors. And that's essentially how I came up with this color palette, which you can also come up with when creating your own Christmas tree. Well, you saw my thought process right there. I had a ribbon that I really liked, then I found some flowers, and I started building up the kit for decorating the Christmas tree around those colors and textures. So the first thing I'm doing is working on my topper. You saw me laying it on the floor and taking a picture of it. That way when I have to climb up the ladder, I know exactly or around where I need to put each of the stems that I'm working with. And I like to think as the topper as something you're fanning out towards the sides, but then at the bottom you need to always add something, whether it's creating a cascade effect or some flowers or some round bowl ornaments. So I open my flowers, I'm making sure I'm twisting each one of the petals so that they look like they're real flowers. In the main stem of the flower, I twisted horizontally so they can actually sit still in like standing up on the Christmas tree. I placed both colors diagonally. I broke kind of like the gold and the champagne with a little bit of the burgundy, placing that flower right there. And that's how the topper looked. Now I'm going to move on to my ribbon. One important thing to consider when buying ribbon for a tall Christmas tree like this one right here is to go thicker on your ribbon. I feel like when you go thinner, you need more of it, and it can perhaps almost get lost in the large tree. So always go for the wider ribbon, and always make sure you're buying the one that's wired, because that's gonna help you create those loops. In here, I layered the red and the beige ribbon, but I quickly realized that I was not liking the red ribbon right there, so I took it down. It was just not the exact same color as the flower, and that's a detail that I was only able to tell on the sunlight. So that's also very important to see all of your decorations in the sunlight. So I decided to layer these 2 instead, same beige ribbon with this kind of glittery one from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to proceed to put ribbon in my Christmas tree. So the way I'm doing that this year is that I'm going to create a couple of loops, kind of like a bow. So I created a loop, I twist both ribbons up until I have them both back into their original position, just like so. This will help you have a fluffer loop, if you will. And then I'm going to attach both or secure them with floral wire. And I'm telling you, this year, if you need to buy something to decorate your Christmas tree, it has to be floral wire and a wire cutter. You're going to see why. But once I have my 2 loops, I'm going to tuck them in kind of like at a diagonal position at the top of my Christmas tree. And I'm also going to secure in the center of the loop with one of the Christmas tree stems. And this piece of ribbon, I am not going to drape down to the bottom, what I'll do is that I'll cut it with a fishtail effect, or however you call that tip, but you saw me doing it, and that ribbon will sit right there at the top. So the idea now is to repeat this step in a zigzag or in a diagonal pattern up until you feel like your Christmas tree has enough ribbon and enough space for placing the other elements, which we're going to talk about in just one second. And if hanging ribbon off your Christmas tree is something that still intimidates you, you feel like you don't have a lot of the skill that goes into it, I do have a complete guide that I created 2 years ago, and I'm still getting comments. I see that people are watching it and finding it helpful even this year because it's super beginner friendly, and I'm going to make sure to link it down below in case you want to review that and perhaps learn how to place ribbon on your Christmas tree in a more basic way, but I also give you a ton of ideas as to how to do it in different ways in that video. And then here, as you can see, I am draping down this piece of ribbon down lower. So what I'm doing is that I create loops by simply securing pieces of the ribbon with stems in the Christmas tree. 2 key aspects for this is to twist the ribbon every time you're going to secure it with a stem, and of course tuck it in as far back as you can into the Christmas tree, because that'll create the illusion that the ribbon is kind of flowing out of the tree, which makes it look so whimsical, and that's why ribbon looks so pretty in Christmas trees. So that's like my basic secret as to how to drape it. And then, of course, every time you finish a piece of ribbon, cut it, but don't cut it straight. Always make that fishtail tip at the bottom. And a lot of people have a lot of techniques. I simply like folding it and just going in an angle with my scissors, just like you're going to see me doing right here. And ribbon can also be something super affordable to decorate your Christmas tree with because it's 50%, 40% off everywhere. You can choose from so many different options. You can use 1 type of ribbon, 2 types of ribbon, or you can layer them together like I did here. And the standard per roll is about 25 yards. I use less than 2 rolls of 25 yards for the thinner ribbon, and then less than 2 rolls for the wider beige ribbon, which I do believe had a little less than 25 yards if I remember correctly. The next step is to add elements for a statement, perhaps your larger oversized elements. And this is completely optional, of course. It's going to depend on your preference. I have these snowflakes. They're gold. I got them from Walmart a couple of years back. And so I'm going to tuck them in on the sides of the Christmas tree just so that it looks like, I don't know, more artistic, more of a statement. And something you're going to see me doing a lot in this video is taking a step back every time I put something in the Christmas tree just to make sure it's looking good. I highly recommend in case you don't do that already. Now, let's move to the stems and flowers. So this trick I learned from Decorators Warehouse and Decor on Instagram. They're Christmas tree designers and they do this. So essentially what you do is that you pick a flower you like, you pick a couple of stems that are complementary in texture, and you attach them together, a 3-piece cluster, and you distribute them all around your Christmas tree. They say that you should have 1 of these per foot of your Christmas tree. So for a 9-foot, you should have 9 clusters. And that's basically what I'm doing here. I made sure I attach each one of the pieces into each cluster. I made sure I opened all of the stems properly so it looks really nice. And then I also make sure that the flower stem is sitting horizontally with the rest of the cluster, just so that the flower can kind of like peek out of the tree and it's not laying on top of the stems, if that makes sense. Once that's done, then I'm going to move on with these flowers. Unfortunately, I could not find 9 of them, and so I'm placing them separately all around the Christmas tree. I'm letting them just be the star on their own. They're gorgeous, but my Hobby Lobby had them sold out, and I was only able to find 4 of those. And now I just have additional stems that I want to incorporate here and there, just for a little bit more of dimension and a little bit more of fullness all around the tree. So now the next part is the ornaments, and I like to think about ornaments into the filler ornaments and then the statement or special ornaments, perhaps the ornaments that you have received from your family or passed down from generations. So I like to first of all work on the filler ornaments, which is what I'm doing right here, and I like to think of them as anything that you have in bulk. Ball ornaments, pine cones, whatever else. But this year I am using, of course, the ball ornaments, but I'm working them in, again, clusters. And the way you do this is by taking a piece of floral wire, you insert one in the center, you tie it up, and then you start playing around with different sizes and different colors so you can create almost like a grape effect cluster, which is what I'm attaching to the Christmas tree right here. And the good thing about these is that you can fill up your Christmas tree in a very affordable way, but also it looks super higher end, because when you do these, you are not able to tell from where the ornament is hanging from, which in my opinion looks a little bit more higher end. With these ornament clusters, you can also tuck them farther away into the stems to give it a more whimsical illusion. And once you're happy with your cluster, like I'm doing right here, all you do is that you tie it up at the end of all the clusters, and then you create a loop and tie it at the top of that loop so you are able to actually hang it off of one of the stems. And there was my puppy, he wanted to participate. So I created a few of those clusters right here, and I'm going to proceed and add them into my Christmas tree wherever I see empty spaces.
Hey there, buddy. It's just me again.
And this is just a technique, but of course it's optional. You don't have to do it this way. Not all designer Christmas trees are worked this way with the ornaments. I just really like it. It's a new technique I learned. I wanted to use it and show it to you in this video. I personally think it's a great space filler. So you can definitely use this technique and make garlands for your Christmas tree, or to even decorate more garlands. So definitely a helpful DIY. It doesn't take much time, and the floral wire and the wire cutter are super affordable at Walmart. So that's what I meant. If there's something that you need to buy this year to decorate or make your decor easier, is definitely those 2 elements.
But happy Christmas from me to you.
And when I place the rest of the cluster ornaments, I wanted to tell you a little bit of a story. If you have followed me this year, you'll know that me and my husband got a Doberman puppy, and Lord, she is quite the active dog. In case you're not familiar with Dobermans, well, I wasn't. Now I know. They're super active, and I just think it's super funny because while I was decorating the Christmas tree that you're seeing right here, she was out in the pool swimming by herself. That's just what she does, and I just think it's hilarious. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a little video of her right here so you can see. But because of her, I'm also keeping the bottom of this Christmas tree very empty of ornaments because I don't want her to grab them and destroy them. And on top of that, I also place a gate around the Christmas tree, not only around this one, but the new one that I decorated afterwards has a gate. How hilarious is that? I guess it's the same thing if you have small children. Let me know in the comment section down below how you handle that with kids or dogs. Have you ever had to gate a tree? Anyways, back to the decor. I'm adding my statement ornaments for this tree. This is the part where you will add your special ornaments or sentimental ones. And the way I like to place them is to, again, not leave them hanging off the stem, but more like laying on top of one or on top of a decoration. Of course, you secure them the way you have to, but this way everything looks a little bit more cohesive. I don't have anything like hanging off the tips of the Christmas tree, so I feel like if I would hang these like that, it'll look a little odd.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is...
Lastly, I realized I never added these stems that I purposely got for the Christmas tree, so I'm going to go ahead and do so around the empty spaces that I'm able to find.
The snowman's dusting off his hat.
And as we are almost getting to the end of this video, I do want to say my Christmas message, which I am going to say in probably all of my videos for Christmas this year. Jesus is the reason for the season. Don't forget that. It's not about the decorations. The decorations are only a result of the joy in our hearts to receive baby Jesus, but not the cost. So always keep that in mind. It's always something that I want to share with you all because Christmas is so special for me. Beyond the decorations, the lights, the memories, is of course the fact that our Savior was born, and we have to rejoice the best we can, whether that is with a beautiful, fabulous Christmas tree or not even with one. Last year, I wasn't able to put up a single Christmas decoration. We were moving into our new home. It was such a stressful process to be able to buy this house and to move back to Florida. Yet our Christmas was very special, as always, nonetheless. Thank you so much for watching. We are getting into the end of this video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you learned something new, if you grabbed new ideas for your Christmas tree this year, and what colors are you planning to decorate your Christmas tree with. If you are looking for an idea with red decorations, then stay tuned because that's what's coming. Thank you so much for taking time off your day to watch my video. If you enjoy it, please subscribe, and I really hope I can see you in my next one. Bye.